Welcome back, everybody, to another electrifying episode of Lockdown 23-1. Today, we're jumping back into a courtroom to witness a man by the name of George Brinkman. Serial spree killer go through a bond hearing, and then we're going to fast forward down to his sentencing, because obviously he was guilty. Anyways, I'm going to break down a little bit about this individual before we get into the courtroom. But if you enjoyed this type of content, do not forget to hit the like, subscribe, notification bell before you leave. And check out the playlist with over 1,400 videos for you to start watching today. George Brinkman went on a killing spree in 2017, murdered 5 people. His first victims were Suzanne Taylor, someone he'd been friends with since elementary school. She had 2 daughters, 21-year-old Taylor and 18-year-old Kylie. On June 10, 2017, Brinkman took the women captive inside their home in North Royalton, Ohio. He killed Suzanne first in front of her daughters before killing them as well. Brinkman then went to a Lake Township home in Ohio, home of a 71-year-old Rogel Jean John and his 64-year-old wife Roberta Bobby. Brinkman, who had known the couple for over 10 years, shot them both to death. He eventually pled guilty to these crimes, and today we're going to witness him get sentenced. But first, let's rewind it all the way to when he first got the charges he's going in front of the judge for a bond. Then we'll fast track straight to boot smoking.
All right, we're here on case 17 CRA 2573.
What happened to Buddy, man?
17 CRA 2575, 17 CRA 2574. We're here for the purposes of an initial appearance in the city of North Royalton versus George Brinkman. The court has appointed Michael Hustek and Ms. Zacharias to represent the defendant for the purposes of these proceedings.
Homeboy lost some weight.
He is charged with the following.
Damn maniac.
On or about June 10, 2017, in the city of North Royalton, George Brinkman Jr. did by force, threat, or deception restrain the liberty of the other person to terrorize or inflict serious physical harm on the victim or another. To wit, George Brinkman Jr. did by force restrain the liberty of the victim, Suzanne Taylor, at her residence to cause the death of Suzanne Taylor by slitting her throat with a knife. This occurred at a residence on 11489 Ridge Road, located in the city of North Royalton, state of Ohio, Kylie County. As charged as kidnapping, that's a felony of the first degree. You also have a count of aggravated murder. That charges that on or about June 10th, city of North Royalton, George Brinkman Jr. did purposely and with prior calculation to design cause the death of another. To wit, George Brinkman Jr. purposely with prior calculation to design did cause the death of Suzanne Taylor by slitting her throat with a knife. This occurred at a residence, same residence on Ridge Road, located in North Royalton, Cuyahoga County, Ohio. As charged, that's aggravated murder.
Imagine that lady there, man, having to sit next to this guy. You gotta have a strong mind, right, for these kind of jobs.
You're also charged with tampering with evidence, same date, location the defendant did, knowing that an investigation is about to be or likely to be instituted, shall later destroy, conceal, or remove any record, document, or thing with purpose to impair its value or availability as evidence in such proceeding or investigation. To wit, George Brinkman Jr. did remove the murder weapon and other items used in the commission of the murder crime at the residence of the victim, Suzanne Taylor. Again, this occurred at her residence on Ridge Road, North Royalton, Ohio. That's tampering with evidence.
The lighting in here is like
in the 74 case,
natural sunlight. It's amazing.
You are charged with aggravated murder, same date, location, and time. George Brinkman Jr. did purposely and with prior calculation and design cause the death of another. To wit, George Brinkman Jr. purposely with prior calculation and design did cause the death of Kylie Pifer, age 18, by using a telephone cord to strangle her.
Dang.
This occurred at her residence on Ridge Road, located in North Royalton, Ohio.
Treacherous.
Again, that's aggravated murder.
Just imagine what he'd do to someone in prison.
Same time, location. Defendant did by force, threat, or deception restrain the liberty of another person to terrorize or inflict serious physical harm on the victim or another. To wit, George Brinkman did by force restrain the liberty of the victim, Kylie Pifer, at her residence to cause the death of Kylie Pifer by smothering her. This occurred at her residence on Ridge Road, located in North Royalton, Ohio.
Monster.
The potential penalty for the aggravated murder counts is death, life imprisonment without parole, life with parole after 20 years, life with parole after 25 years, or life with parole after 30 years. You understand the potential penalties for those?
Yes.
You also have 3 counts of kidnapping.
Hmm.
Those are all felonies of the first degree. Those are punishable by up to 10 years imprisonment and or $25,000 in fines.
Smokage.
And 1 count of tampering with evidence, which is a felony of the 3rd degree, punishable by up to 5 years imprisonment and or $10,000 in fines. You understand the nature of all the charges against you, the potential penalties therefore. All right, I find that this is a knowing and voluntary waiver of preliminary hearing. Probable cause is shown. The defendant is hereby bound over the grand jury of Kylie County for further proceedings according to law. Now we're going to talk about bond. Mr. Hustig.
Your Honor, we would make no arguments on the current bond.
He's saying no, but he's thinking.
Thank you.
I hope so. I hope I get a bond. That'd be a miracle. That's what he's thinking. But he's waiting.
On each
Patient.
of these cases, on
Eager.
case 17 CRA 2574, the court hereby sets bond at $25 million at 10%. On each one of the victims, the court's going to set a separate and distinct $25 million bond. So you have a total of $75 million bond at 10%. How long has he been in jail? Since what day?
Now we're gonna fast forward the trial. Like I said, he pled guilty, and we're about to witness the sentencing. And this is something that I have never seen before. 3 judges. You know the smoke's coming when you got 3 judges handing it out.
No, Your Honor, thank you very much.
There is an agreement between the parties with respect to allied offenses, is that correct?
There is, Your Honor. We agree with what's articulated in citizen memorandum.
So count 1, aggravated murder, the victim being Suzanne Taylor, and count 2, aggravated murder, our allied emerge, is that correct, Mr. Schroeder?
Yes, Your Honor.
The state elects
We will have to proceed to sentencing on count 1.
and with respect to count 3 and count 4, aggravated murder, with respect to the victim Taylor Pifer,
Those will both merge as well, Your Honor, and we will like to proceed on count 3.
and counts 5 and 6, aggravated murder, with respect to the victim Kylie Pifer.
Those 2 counts will merge as well, Your Honors, and we will like to proceed on count 5.
Any other issues of allied offenses?
No, Your Honor.
Is there any objection to that from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
First of all, on behalf of this panel, we'd like to extend our sincere condolences to the family members who are here,
For sure. Very
who
sad.
have been present and active throughout this entire very long and as I heard, often frustrating process. Our laws are made to protect the rights of those accused, and we have sworn an oath, everyone, the attorneys, the judges, to protect those rights. And that's often cold comfort to the victims' family members who have lost a member of their family forever. And all those efforts defense makes protecting the rights of the defendant just fall on deaf ears and are often upsetting to the family members. We understand that. We appreciate how you've acted throughout these proceedings, and we understand your feelings. And it's every case in which an innocent person loses their life is always senseless. There's never any sense to it. And there will never be any sense found in it or any good reason for it. And all the law can do is what the legislature has allowed us to do. And we have considered all these factors. We have made specific findings beyond a reasonable doubt that this defendant is the principal offender in the aggravated murder, that the aggravated circumstances outweigh the mitigating factors. And pursuant to the revised code section 2929.03, we do hereby impose the death penalty in count 1, count 3, and count 5 for those aggravated murders.
Smoked.
No sentence will be imposed in count 2, 4, or 6 pursuant to the allied offenses agreed to by the parties.
Another very sad story, but he was sentenced to death. Some people find comfort in that, believe it or not. I know I would have. And I'd hope and pray that I live long enough to see that fool die through the glass. And to be honest, with guys like this, when they're in states that don't have the death penalty, man, I get mad. Because I know they'll probably be put in a special block and they'll live there for the next 40, 50 years till they die naturally. I don't think they deserve that amount of time on earth, man. An eye for an eye. Not 40 years worth of taxpayer dollars and then an eye. Once again, that's just me, though. I'd love to hear y'all's input in the comments section, so lace it up. In the meantime, hit that like, subscribe, notification bell if you enjoyed. And as always, I salute to every last one who's been supporting me since the beginning, and everybody who's just now joining the lockdown compound. Y'all be safe and stay free.